Okay, hey guys, so today there's not going to be a vlog going up, but there is going to be this video going up. It's not a vlog or anything. I wanted to get a little personal with you guys today and talk about our teen pregnancy story. Because, as you guys know, we are young parents. We are teen parents. So I guess kind of how I'm going to get started with this video, or like where I'm going to start talking in this video. We're going to start on this timeline at the estimated time of conception, because we didn't find out we were pregnant with Annabelle till we were, you know, quite a few months into the pregnancy. So with that said, the estimated date of conception was like April, May-ish. And at that point in time, me and Dakota's relationship was kind of bumpy. It wasn't exactly perfect. And because of that, in June, we had broken up for a month. Like, right before our 2-year anniversary, we broke up. And, we got back together in about a month, like I said. And, you know, everything was fine after that. I had a little bit, like, symptom-wise, I had a little bit of, like, nausea and morning sickness, I guess. But I also suffered from really bad migraines, so I always summed that up to, you know, me throwing up and being so nauseous. I always thought that was because of my migraines. Pregnancy was never something that I really considered. And I know you guys are thinking, well, if your cycle wasn't, you know, if you didn't have a cycle, why didn't you take a test? Well, my cycle has never been normal, ever. I have gone months without having one, and I've had, like, no pregnancy scare. And, I mean, that's just how it is. That's how a lot of women in my family are. We don't have regular cycles. Because there is a chance that some of us have PCOS. So, but with that said, a couple months went by, and late August, I was having a lot of, like, lower back pain and, like, sciatic nerve pain. And I used to be a power lifter, an Olympic lifter. So I summed that pain up to maybe I injured my back. So I went and saw our family doctor, who was going to refer me in to go get some x-rays done. They wanted to give me a quick pregnancy test because it is just routine for them to give women pregnancy tests before they get an x-ray done, just in case, because x-rays, the radiation from the x-rays can harm a fetus and a baby. So, I went to the bathroom there at their office, and I peed in a cup, and they tested the urine, and I was sitting in the exam room, and, you know, I was just thinking, I was like, well, shoot, you know, what if I am pregnant? And, you know, I mean, it would explain a lot, but at the same time, I just kept saying, no, I'm not pregnant. And school had already started, and Dakota was in school while I was at my appointment. And, you know, the doctor comes into the room, and she's like, well, even though you thought you weren't pregnant, you know, congratulations, you are, though. And that's when I found out that I was pregnant. And I remember I just texted Dakota, because I was in shock, I was scared, I didn't know what to do. Like, I had just started a job, I didn't have a car of my own yet, I was using my dad's car, so I texted Dakota, and he was freaked out just as much as I was. We were both scared. So I had September 1st in 2015, that was my very first appointment at an OBGYN office, like a week after finding out that I was pregnant. I went in, my sister came with me that day because it was after school, and Dakota had work or something going on, I don't really remember. So I went in, they gave me another urine test, came back positive again, they did some blood work, then they checked my fundal height, or I think it's called fundal height. I wouldn't call it a cervical exam, but I mean, I was in stirrups, and they were checking the fundal height, I'm pretty sure. And by that, they tried to estimate that I was like 21 to 22 weeks pregnant, and I was like, that seems a little much. I was like, and I'm a small girl, so, or at least I was. so I mean, I didn't look pregnant. I didn't have a tummy. I didn't have a belly. My body still looked normal. Like, I didn't look pregnant. Well, they did all that, and then the next day they scheduled me for a sonogram, like at 8 something in the morning. So I had to be called out of school for that one, and I just gave my parents some lame excuse for a doctor's appointment or something. But I told Dakota that I wanted him there with me, because I didn't know what was going to go on. I didn't know what was going to be said, and I just needed him there for me. And also, as the father of the child, I wanted him there. Like, we were together, you know, I was like, I want you there with me. So we told his parents some stupid excuse. I don't really remember. I think it was something about me going to get birth control, and my mom wanted him there at the appointment. I think it was along those lines. So he was able to get called out of school, and he drove us to the doctor's office, the OBGYN office. And I was in the sonogram chair, or the little chair, and they put the wand thing to my stomach, and clear as day, there it was on that little screen. There was a baby, and it popped up like instantly. And she said, based on the scan and the size of the baby, that she assumed I was maybe like 19 to 20 weeks along. So I was in shock. I was like deer in the headlights. I wasn't saying anything, and then she asked us if we wanted to know the gender of the baby. Dakota said yes. I was still in shock. And that's when we found out we were having a girl. And, you know, and I thought I was going to be the emotional one. I thought I was going to be the one crying. I was actually not crying. I was, like I said, deer in the headlights. Dakota was all teary-eyed. He was like, I wouldn't say crying, but he was definitely teary-eyed. He had a couple tears fall. And as we're leaving the office, there was a Dunkin' Donuts like maybe 2 blocks away. And we go to get in the truck, and he still got tears in his eyes. And we had our next couple appointments set up. So we get in the truck, and he says, and I will always remember this because it's just funny. He was like, oh my gosh. And then a couple other sentences. He's like, I'm gonna need some Coconut Crunch donuts after this. So we went to Dunkin' Donuts, and he got 6 Coconut Crunch donuts. I got 6 glazed donuts, and it was like, hearing him order his donuts was like the most depressing order I think I've ever heard anyone make, but it was hilarious and something I will never forget. So after that, I think it was maybe a couple weeks before we started letting family know. And we like had our sonogram pictures. I think the first one to know was maybe Dakota's dad. I'm pretty sure. I was not there when he told his dad that was something he wanted to do by himself, just him and his dad in a room. And he told his dad, and from what I heard about that conversation was that they both got super emotional, and I mean, his dad was happy about it. His dad, I mean, he was disappointed and a little upset, but I mean, he was happy. He was gonna have a grandchild, a granddaughter. And when we started telling the rest of the family, me and him, we drove out to my mom's and told her, and she was at the pool when we told her, and she tried to throw Dakota into the pool, but my mom's like, she's a really, really small woman, and so it just wasn't happening. She was not going to succeed in throwing him into the pool, and then she tried to drown herself in the pool, like, over emotional kind of reaction, I guess. But then Dakota's mom lived in the same town. Because both me and both of our parents are divorced. So we went over to his mom's house after telling my mom, and then we let his mom know. And she took things really well. She was super calm about everything, but Dakota's sister had just had a baby too, so it wasn't really too shocking to his mom, I guess. But I was the oldest out of my family, so it was a little more shocking for my family to know, and my parents were also teen parents, so. Then from there we went back to our hometown, back to our town where we lived, because my dad lives like right up the road from us. So we went over there, we told him about it, and probably October, the week of my birthday, like, I I want to say October like 13th or 10th, we went to his family's farm down in Missouri and told told his grandparents and great grandmas. And then when we came back to town, I mean, I had already told my grandparents before we left for Missouri. So when we came back, we had a short birthday celebration with my grandparents. And then I went to my dad's house and I packed all my stuff and I moved in with Dakota. And that was just kind of a situation that we thought would be best for me because of other situations going on at home. And I don't really want to get into those right now. Maybe later down the road, but not now. But after I moved in, I mean, I still continued to work on my job. Everything was fine. Me and Dakota had never really had any problems in our relationship. I mean, we were both happy. I mean, we were nervous, but we were happy. We graduated early from high school. We graduated in December instead of in the spring, just because our school has a graduate at semester program. So we did that, and then he worked 2 jobs after graduating, and I had to leave my job after graduating just because of health issues and all the hours I was working. It was like making me have the worst Braxton Hicks contractions, and I was having a couple real contractions. So the doctor had suggested that I either leave my job or I was going to be put on bed rest. So I had to leave my job. I've never had any issues in my pregnancy. Everything was fine. Backtrack. In November, Dakota proposed to me. Sorry about that, my phone went off. Dakota proposed to me in November. Shortly after we quit I quit my job. He took on an extra job. And, you know, we went to the hospital for my last appointment, pretty much, and because I never had any complications or issues with my pregnancy, they gave me the option if I wanted to have an elective induction or not. And I chose to, because I was done being pregnant. I got massive, and I'm short, so my stomach was just too much to handle. I got big. And when we went in the morning to be induced, everything went smooth. I had a pretty long labor though. I went a couple hours without the epidural, and then, yeah, I got the epidural at like 6 to 7 centimeters, and it was just smooth riding after that. I think I was in labor for like maybe 12, 13, maybe even more hours. But at least 12 to 13 hours. And then I pushed for an additional 2.5 hours. And on February 6th, 2016, little Annabelle bursted into the world. Our pregnancy story, it's not complicated, really. We struggled. There was a lot of, talk. We were like the talk of the school. Because we live in a small town, and we didn't have too many issues to get around with our parents. I was very mature about handling the pregnancy and the baby. Terminating the pregnancy was never an option to me. I would never be able to do it. And I did have people ask me if that was going to be something I wanted to do, and it was never something I ever would have thought or dreamed of doing. Neither with adoption. Adoption is definitely a good alternative. Okay, I wouldn't even say alternative. It's a good choice for young mothers to make if they choose to not keep their child, but I wanted to. I don't think I could imagine my life any other way. Being a mom is amazing. I love being a mom. It's just, it comes so naturally to me, I guess. But yeah, that's our little pregnancy story. Like I said, it's not anything dramatic. Our pregnancy and Annabelle we've always viewed as a blessing. So I had a very smooth pregnancy. I loved being pregnant, despite all the nausea. I loved being pregnant, and I love being a mother even more. So, that is, yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to end it, I think. I don't really have anything else to say. There is going to be a vlog up tomorrow, so you better subscribe so you can make sure to watch that. And go ahead and like this video. Give us some comments down below, some questions. We want to interact with you guys a lot more. And we're looking to start building up our channel a little bit more and start connecting on a more genuine level with viewers. So go ahead and like this video, comment down below, love, feedback, keep it positive, guys. And if you guys got any questions, you can also post them down below. And then subscribe so you can watch all of our previous vlogs, all of our future vlogs and videos, and just kind of get a sneak peek into our life, I guess. Our crazy little life. So, yeah. I hope you guys have a great day.